Hello, and welcome to a brand new campaign run by me with 4 players I met on Roll20. The campaign is Tomb of Annihilation, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons adventure set in the Forgotten Realms. Our players and I have never played D&D together, and some are playing for the first time. So don't take anything personal if we don't use rules or the books as written. The point of the game is to use the rules as guidelines to create an amazing story with friends, and I think we've done that. We have an Aasimar Warlock, a Triton Wizard, an Aasimar Paladin, and a Dwarven Monk taking on their first quest together against the Death Curse, a powerful curse in the land denying resurrection magic and slowly withering away those who have been resurrected. They will head to Chult, a land of mystery and danger, discover clues, and take on expeditions funded by gold won through quests, arena battles, and looting innovation places. So without spoiling anything, take a seat, remember that the audio and visuals mature and get better, and remember that all heroes have their beginnings, and this is theirs. So welcome to our Tomb of Annihilation campaign, starting now. You all set out from Port Anzarum in search of information that would help you discover more answers to the Death Curse. Traveling through the jungles, you have encountered dinosaurs and zombies, and more recently dealt with the exiled dwarves, these albino dwarves who were praying and giving offerings to a very dark entity. During your travel, you also went to Camp Righteous and had your first boat stolen from you by a pack of Batiri goblins. And you have now so far made your way to the Aldani Basin, this very heavily moist ground and bog-filled swamp. You can see and feel the humidity as sweat on your brow kind of has this bit of a stench to it. You can start to smell the basin in itself, and it's not this horrid smell, but it is very stagnation from the water. Gives it a very musky smell. And you're all now, after dealing and procuring a boat from one of these mini islands amid the basin, have some information about Mabala, and additionally Azaka pointed out another point of interest, the Heart of Uptau. So you have these 2 locations. It's up to you, and I'll leave it there, I guess.
Let's go to Mambala.
I said the Heart.
All right, let's go to Heart.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I think the Heart might be a easier place to get to. Not, you know what I mean. To travel to those locations than climbing a mountain.
I agree. And if we're not there, then we know.
Well, there's also 7 of us, and that boat only holds 4, if I recall. So we're not going to be able to all take across easily at once.
Yeah, you take round trips, but it is a couple miles across. So
yeah, it's gonna take.
Let's head to the Heart.
Heart of Ubatu.
Yeah.
Let's head there.
Told you as everyone's now settled on the Heart of Uptau, Eku kind of walks over to the elder Jolton female. She lumbers over while everyone's packing up and bringing things in. She goes, "Don't worry, I think I'm the only old hag you should have in your company in this jungle."
Okay.
And she puts her hand on your shoulder and goes, "Okay, let's go."
All right, let's go. This is how we move it.
So you all
The faster we get this done, the faster we get you more alcohol.
Yes, because I need that dearly.
Yeah, it's actually been a while, and soon you're gonna have to start making some interesting decisions.
Constitution or saves or something.
We'll see.
Cool.
He just betrays us because he couldn't get any alcohol.
He's gonna lose his mind. He can't sleep.
What's
up?
As you all gather yourself it's still been about maybe 3 in the afternoon. So you've got about a good few hours left of daylight before you need to end and set up
Nice.
camp. You all walk the coast, as it were, the border of the basin, and can hear muffled groanings as zombies mill in every now and then towards your direction. Azaka plucking them with a few arrows and bringing them to their a slow stop until they crawl towards you. Eventually, you all continue to move on. They don't seem to be as big of a threat unless they're in numbers or in difficult situations. And as you can feel the gnats continuing to poke and prod at you, these insects are not as difficult to deal with as the swarm that you fought before. But with that, you all get... Oh, that's my dog, of course. Yeah. I heard the bell, and I knew he was gonna just kill the mood. I just knew it.
I didn't hear it, so.
So, you walk for maybe about 4 more hours before you have to set up camp. And you all push further into the tree line, set up a couple of fires, reapply your salves and the essence to keep the bugs away and protect yourself from the disease. You eat tonight what is left of the boar pieces that have been Azaka has shown you how to preserve, mostly by keeping it tight packed with salt, so it can be recooked, and making sure that you've drained the blood through travel, but keeping it sort of painted with it to keep it easy to cook. You guys all find yourselves in the midnight, and even Owen takes the boat inland and hides it amongst some brush and a bunch of plant life, so you all can sleep cozy. And Owen even sleeps with the boat upside down on him, as to protect, protect.
Yeah, I
it.
can't blame him. That's the last time we had a boat. It was stolen when we all fell asleep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, with that, I would say everyone give me a round of perception checks for the night.
What happens if my perception's already good?
Do it anyways.
What do you mean good?
There you go. Oh my god.
Natural
go.
20.
Starting the night off right. Good job, man.
Yeah, that's all my
Chris
rolls are
Gill.
gonna be probably
Chris
a
Gill.
lot less
'Cause
now.
my passive perception is 15. So I
Right.
still gotta roll.
You still have to roll. What passive perception does is if you have a passive perception higher than someone's stealth roll, you can always see them.
Gotcha.
Additionally, if there were things that you were all looking for, just remind me that you have a high passive perception, and it'll come into play.
Gotcha.
For this is more of a mix of throughout the night when you guys take different watches. It'll be it's mixed up. So with this though,
Okay.
Doldir and Bellador, because Irvin is knocked out. Irvin almost sleeps over his watch for a couple of hours. You all notice that throughout the night, the sounds of the forest actually around here get more lively. You hear the brawling of what sounds like these hyenas or this monkey sound, these kind of primates. As you hear them, they sound like small creatures, but as the night progresses, they get more aggressive and loud. Azaka keeps watch with you on what looks to be a very thick tree trunk that has kind of protruded out from the ground and expanded maybe 14 feet across, like a cup circling around the encampment. And she's been watching and reminding you that you should be fine for the night. But you do hear the jungle at night, and it is very active as predators come out and continue to assert dominance and hunt. And what I'll do, let's say that. For the next day, after this day, you all move from inland across.
Wait, we slept, right? Do I still have exhaustion, or is that over?
No, that would be over.
Okay.
So reset your hit points now.
Okay, so I can
We'll
do
say
that.
you guys did get a full night's sleep. You did recover your hit points, your hit die, and any abilities that may have gone away have been reset. Also, after that, you find that the next day's worth of travel, the next day and a half really, you do sleep another day or so before you get more progress. They're not obscured by anything. Seems like the coastline of the basin is a lot safer than you would have expected. But as you do move through here, everyone make a perception check again as you're moving through the basin.
Oh my god.
Oh, you guys, that's your natural 20s within the first 10 minutes. Perception.
I got a 5 and then a 6.
He got a 7. I got a natural 20. He got a 17. Now he gets a 20 and I got the 17. What the hell is going on?
I need to stop drinking, apparently.
Go there. As he's walking, almost thinks he smells alcohol in the air. But it just keeps him alert enough to look around and be like, there's no pub around here. But what you do notice, as you're all eventually pushing in, you see, like in the brush, what looks to be a very, like, substantial sized creature, dead and decayed, in the tree line, and it seems to have like been running towards the basin, and it is completely flayed. If anyone has a nature, the nature proficiency.
I think that was Own that did.
Okay. As you're all kind of lost with what it might be, Own and Azaka, well, not Azaka, Eku would know. It looks like a Gorillaron, which is basically this 4-armed gorilla of extreme size.
4-armed gorilla?
As if gorillas weren't strong enough already.
His name is Harambe. I don't care. I'm naming him Harambe.
Yeah.
His name is Harambe.
He's already dead, bro.
It seems to be almost all of there's patches of fur across its flesh, but it seems to be mostly flayed. Now you can see tons and hundreds, if not thousands, of just insects just eating at the carcass, just picking at what is left. You
At
just
the
see
4-armed gorilla?
Yeah, it's dead, but don't know how long it's been dead. But as you hear the buzzing and sound and the horrid smell, Owen also canoeing the boat in the basin is too far off to see this. Eku kind of notes, it's better that we found this one dead. In packs, they can be pretty devastating. They do have the tendency to give a monstrous amount of fury of blows to
Yeah. Do they usually stick single, like, do they?
Yeah,
are
they in like packs or
alone? Are they in
something.
groups? Or yeah, like are they
They're
groups? Are
usually
they
in
alone?
packs, so we should keep
Ooh.
wits about us.
What? Watch out for four-armed gorillas, guys.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. I'd rather not fight one, so yes. Can I?
Watch out for Harambe's.
Also, with your natural 20s, Goldir, you notice that a couple miles away, for some reason, you see this little speck hovering above the ground, maybe 100 feet up off the tree line.
That's it? That's all I see?
Miles away.
Just
What
miles
did you
away.
expect? You're gonna tell exactly what it is?
So for some reason, you're like, huh.
Hey guys, there's this small thing about 100 feet away. I can see it. I don't know how. I got good perception, but it's floating in the air.
Well,
I don't know if
are
it's
we
good or bad.
well, aren't we heading? Isn't the hot place floating in there? Isn't that where we were heading?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good sign, I guess.
Okay.
At least we're heading in the right direction.
So,
Then let's go.
let's see. Let's see.
Are we keeping moving? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, unless you want to, unless anyone thinks it's a good idea to turn back, but I mean, we've already come this far. Might as well see it through.
Yep, might as well see it through.
I agree. Let's keep going.
You break through, eventually, the edge of the basin and push more inland. Another day passes. And as a new day passes, sorry. This is not
Dude.
about the way.
These fucking four-armed gorillas don't sound like anything I want to mess with, guys.
Yeah.
They sound crazy, dude.
Another
Well,
day
think
passes.
about.
What? Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, think about it. Would you want to fight a regular gorilla? No, add an extra set of arms. That's what you're gonna be going up again.
Yeah, it's like fighting each gorilla is 1.5 normal gorillas. That'd be.
Yeah.
But a four-armed gorilla? No, thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we keep moving.
After another day of travel, get another night of sleep. Azaka continues your teaching and training. Irvin.
Quick question. What if we're going to spend the night? Can I take a chance to put a charge on the spell book I have?
Yes, you can.
All
Give
right.
me intelligence check.
That's a charge. Yeah.
So
That's
is that one or
that. That's 2 charges now.
two? Okay. So you're reading the book, and you're starting to get
Bless you.
an intense feeling. As you continue to read the spells of necromancy, and have gotten past the requirements of casting spells, wizards, and sorcerers using components, a feeling within you starts to change. That these spells require serious intent to cast them, not just a meaning to just say the words and effect were to happen. Your willingness to cast a spell and the intent to harm affect the power and focus of the spell. Something different still to your realm of learning and gaining spells from your patron, but you're getting the grasp of this, and you feel like you're getting close.
Oh yeah, I forgot because the way he learns spells originally is from his patron, so it would be completely.
Yeah,
different
my
than
guy knows
wizard
just
does,
about next to nothing about how I get my powers.
Like you just
Pretty much.
Yeah,
All I know is I have a
cool.
gauntlet that
It's like
lit up,
grand-
and now I can do things.
It's almost like you have a wish. Like I wish to have power, and you've got it.
Mhm.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
Warlocks are their own bag of tea. Everyone gets their spells differently. Wizards are the only ones that
Yeah.
can continuously learn pretty much all the spells in the game.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
So, with that, Doldir, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw for the night, as you have been out of alcohol for the last 3 or 4 days now.
4 days, yeah.
All right, 13. You managed to hold yourself contained. You go through every now and then continuously. Did I pack extra tej? Does anyone have like a flask they hid? You're consistently looking, but you remain focused. You meditate more than you have before. This attachment to alcohol does not just reflect you as a person, but also contributes to your fighting style. And it kind of flusters you that you may not perform as well, but you overcome it.
Can I try to see if I notice this?
You can make an insight check.
Insight check?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. Natural 20.
All 3 of us have natural 20s already.
All right. Every few nights, you do notice that he's been looking through satchels and equipment furiously more often than not recently. And it's only now that you realize that he hasn't been drinking at all. Not as much as he was, but just at all. Since probably the fight with the exiled dwarves. And it may have stung a little bit more of him to fight his own kin, but very particularly, you know that Doldir is currently suffering from some sort of withdrawal, but holding his own. Oh.
Okay, I don't really have anything to help with that. I was hoping...
Question: Is he only go? I was gonna ask: Is he only going through his stuff? Or is he going through other people's stuff to try and find like a flask?
He's looking through basically the group's supplies.
Okay. Sure. All right. Cool.
Okay. You okay there, buddy? What
Nah.
you looking for?
I started doing the Dave Chappelle scratch on his neck.
Oh my god. What you looking for?
Some yeast or liquid. You know,
Booze.
gotta yes,
Booze?
yes. I need that badly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you.
I
Oh,
was
you're
starting
gone sharing with those dwarves, huh?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Like I shouldn't have shared. Yeah, I should just kept it to myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What a waste
Maybe
of
it's
booze.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's for the best in the long run. I don't know.
Mm.
If I can help you, I don't have anything to give. So.
You can help me by getting me booze.
Zaka, I'm actually just eating, like, furiously, like, watching this.
You think me being sober is gonna help me? No. I fight the way I can because I can stay drunk. It's strange, I know, but me in a drunken state actually helps with my reflexes and damage potential. I don't know what I can do when I'm sober.
Does
I might be worse.
actually help you, or does it just
No.
make you think
Nope.
that it helped you?
Mm-mm. Why do they call it the drunken master and not the sober master, huh?
I mean, he's got a point.
It definitely was a point.
It would just be monks then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Touche, my friend. Touche.
Yeah.
So, you do hold your own for now. You do get a good night's sleep. The morning comes. You all wake up rested. Another day. However, you would Owen would have to ditch now at this point the boat the day before, as you would have tried to push more inland. And he hides it maybe 300 feet away from the dead gorilla that you found at the coast, kind of chewed up. Just so that way you had a place to mark where it may have been. However,
sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, always a good idea having marking where you put your stuff.
Mm-hmm. As you push past the tree line, further now into the jungle again, you find yourself leaving the swampish lands of the basin. And you find yourself in a mid-morning day amongst the trees. You hear the birds in the distance, and you can feel the warmth again of the sun as the tree line breaks and you're in more open space. You do see rolling hills amidst your travel path. And what is now very obvious, as Stoldir points out into the sky at what he had seen a day ago, a more clear visage of the heart of Utau.
Heart of Utau.
Okay. Like we see it? Like we actually in sight? Is what you're saying?
Yeah. You see. What you all see is a massive chunk of earth and rock torn from the earth as it drifts over what is left of the swampy forest, about 100 feet above the ground. You see a petrified tree towers above the stone, with its stone roots protruding from the bottom. The sort of tree that's now like dug into this rock, as the spine of it almost. Between the shape of the rock and the branching of the tree limbs, it creates the impression of a gigantic stone heart hanging in the sky. The impression is only made more gruesome as you traverse this what is left of the swampland and move further into the jungle of the basin. You see what looks like red liquid dripping from the roots.
I don't know what the
I
red
turn to the
liquid
guys
is.
and say, yeah, ask the guys. Do you guys know what the red liquid is? Anybody figure it out?
It seems to be, in my interpretation of nature, what is the water from the previous rainfalls seeping through the stone and sort of mixing with the rust and minerals within the heart itself. It does give it a very ominous, as you can see.
Can Noldir taste it?
Yeah.
Wow.
You go over
Is it
and
floating?
you just see these little droplets that kind of pool into this red pool that just looks like blood. And as it hits your lips, it tastes very iron-like as if blood. However, it's much lighter, not giving that coagulative texture that blood would have. It does seem to be iron-filled water.
I mean, it's good if you want to get some iron in your body, but...
Yeah, I was gonna say, you proud of your choice to try that?
You must be desperate, friend. You must be very
Strong.
desperate. Is the... Did you say it was floating, or did I make that up in my head?
What?
Did the heart rock-shaped thing? Did you say it was floating, or no?
Yeah, it is floating.
It just
yeah.
float.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's about 200 feet above the ground.
Oh, wow.
So,
How
we
is it
can't
floating?
get up
Anyone
there.
know?
as it's floating and you're all like sizing it up, some of you don't even realize until you kind of continue sizing it up. This earth moat that is shaped like a heart and is slowly starting to spin. You notice that it's rotating very slowly. And as it does, you see a cave mouth in the side of one of the slowly rotating heart-sized rock. And barely see the glimpse of a staircase that winds up the cave all the way up to the top to where the tree ends.
Oh boy.
Something up there, but how would we get up there without something that can fly?
Well, I was gonna say I can fly up there with a rope, tie it off.
Have enough rope?
If I don't on my own, I'm sure we can combine a couple of our ropes together.
Yeah, we can. 4 of our ropes.
Let's do that. How many? Let's see how many feet of rope.
You've all used up a bit, but have recovered most of it when you used it. You're still sitting about maybe 200 feet of rope between everybody.
Sure, and that's about 200 feet up, so it's about perfect. So.
Well, it's gonna take a while to tie it off.
One of those claws, like you can swing the rope around and throw it and try to like hook onto something.
Like a grappling hook?
Yeah, a grappling hook, I guess.
Just fly up there.
Do you have that or no?
Will your ability last long enough to fly up there?
Azaka
200 feet?
brings up, it wasn't my intention to bring a grappling hook.
I know I have pittons. Those were like the things you stick in for climbing, right?
Yes.
Hold on.
Can we turn the pittons, like several combines in a row, to become a grappling, basically?
You can certainly try.
So let's try that. If this fails, I would like to try to save my wing. Save them for an emergency.
Is there anything else around this area?
I mean, I got 10 darts.
Make a perception check.
I have that axe.
That's a 9.
Looking about, the swampish landscape of the basin looks different from here. There's still open areas, and you see some trees about. Aside from the ground still feeling a bit moist, there's not much that piques your attention.
Well, let's see if we can't turn some of these pittons or
let's see. So we need something. What do we need? Something sharp to dagger? I mean, I've got a dagger, a rapier, and a small knife. Any of that will help.
It doesn't have to necessarily only just like pierce the rock. It's more actually better probably to like
make me a survival check.
Ooh, good at that. I have to get proficient.
Yeah, did you just go proficiency?
I did.
So you do fashion what is a very basic, to your idea, a grappling hook. You do tie off some rope to the end of this thing. But one thing that is starting to get difficult for you to understand is how to get it up there now. You do fashion.
Fascinating. Yeah, I was gonna try to like swing it, like do the whole like swinging around and get momentum and try to throw it.
Okay, make me a strength check.
Straight up strength.
Yes.
Athletics.
Sure.
Okay, good. I'm proficient in that. Oh shit!
Okay.
That's the 4th natural 20.
Yeah, we're gonna get a combat. We're gonna get all natural ones. You know that, right?
Yeah, we're fucked if we get into combat.
The force will balance out. It's
After
gonna
the
happen
next
when it sucks.
10 minutes of Irvin playing with some rope and this baton that he has, and you guys are running a bit low on them. You've used a lot so far, but you start fastening it tight enough that you feel it would hold weight, as long as you could just get it into the hard rock of this earth moat. And as you see the heart of Uktau rotating slowly and the red liquid dripping within this clearing, And Doldir, you're watching and taking this in. You just hear the and chucks basically the underhanded the piton up as high as he can. As it does, it continues to soar past your expectation. And as it does, eventually it sails over the lip of the plateau of the heart of Uptau, and you pulls it down as hard as you can. As it does, it ting and slams into the bedrock of it, and it kind of scrapes across the ting and stops just at the edge, embedded into the hard rock of the top. And you do see a bit of rock just fall from the 200-foot height down into the ground, and it spills into the water, the red blood-like liquid into the ground.
I clap in amazement.
I bow.
I was just saying, not only did you just throw that 200 feet into the air, but you also pierced rock with that.
That was quite impressive.
Thank you.
That was good.
Good teacher. Thank you.
Oh,
But I swear to God, Irvin, though, if this thing fails and I fall to my death, I'm haunting your ass. You got that?
I expect no less.
With the death curse going around, I don't think you will be haunting anyone. Oh, so
Well,
you're
well,
going to
I
go
guess
first?
I
first,
say
or do you want to go?
well, you can just, if this fails and fly, you can just use your flying ability to save yourself, so I say you go first. Test it out.
Okay. And here's the other. Ready for the balance in the force? Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. Whew.
So after what is about 5 minutes of climbing, which feels like actually an eternity of just hand over fist trying to rope up this makeshift grapple hook, after a while of brute strength pushing you up, looking down, you just hear as the wind just keeps blowing past you, and the heart of Uptau is still rotating. So there's a small minor.
We gotta follow this up to get up it.
You're not really moving up in a straight line as it continues to carousel. Not fast, mind you, but slow. But enough that where you continuously thinking you're going up, but the wind pushes you and you're moving backwards and forward, and you're now under the heart, and now you're on. You can see the lip. But after
now that I'm up here, oh sorry, go ahead.
You do eventually get to the top, and as you push yourself up, your hand reaches solid rock and stone, and you see what looks to be a platform above on this heart, and the stone staircase that kind of turns itself onto this starting from what this cave mouth is. You see the staircase to the right of you kind of spiral up towards the tree, and as you put your weight up, a bunch of bats immediately just start spraying from the tree trunk.
Oh shit!
Not immediately in your vicinity, but outwards. And you climb up, push your way up, and find yourself atop of the lip of the heart, about midway up the entire earth moat. I'll give you guys a picture now of what you've been seeing. Let's see. Actually, I don't even know if it's gonna let me.
Worst DM ever. Just kidding.
There it is.
Oh look! Suddenly the ground fell apart. Owen fell to his. Evan fell to his death. Oh no!
You should see a folder now that says Chapter 2, Land of Chult, player handout, Heart of Uptau.
Yeah.
It just popped up for me immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy. So are we? So I'm on the ledge where the staircase is, the very bottom ledge of the staircase.
To the right of you is the staircase.
Where the cave is, whatever. Yeah. Okay.
You make your way up and stand and then look down and almost fall off as you start to feel the magnitude of how high up you are. As you turn around and just give yourself a bearing because the carousel continues to rotate. So who's next?
I'll go, I guess.
All right. So make me a athletics check.
Athletics. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay. Bellador is now doing the same thing, hand over fist. With the earth moat starting to weigh, a big gust of wind starts to push through the tree line, and he's now like on the opposite side of the heart as it continues to slow rotate, and the wind is pushing him around as he's trying to keep himself up. Make me.
Can I try to pull the? Sorry.
Well,
can I try to help him by pulling up the rope a little bit too to try to like?
You can try, but for now, make me a strength saving throw, Bellador.
Strength. Oh, God, no modifiers at least. Oh,
yeah.
God!
Yeah, as you're just like, ah! Floating around there. Eventually, you lose grip of the rope and fall. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
As you fall from it, just and then
actually. He's so far away. Would I even see that happen, or how?
No, he would have been underneath the heart, and he would have just been like, with the wind gust, and he would have been on the opposite side of you.
Bell, you okay? I don't see him, right?
No.
I'm just gonna shout, "Fuck this rope."
Okay.
Who's next? Zaka goes, I am going to be the guide and watch.
Oh dear, you've got good athletics, you try it.
Okay. So I just came back from the kitchen. I finally got my food.
Okay.
Alright. Check.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Were you there when I fell off and hit the ground?
Yeah, I heard because I was here when you said you fell.
Yep.
Like, oh no.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. As you fall off, Doldir doesn't.
Remember what we said about balance?
Yeah. He doesn't even go to try to help you. Doldir just. The wind picks itself up. Make a strength saving throw, Doldir. 15. As you slip and just lose 15 feet, you grab onto the edge of the rope and now are dangling at the bottom now. However, you
one-handed, like
you're just dangling, and you see the pool of blood that is just accumulated here, and you saw a very groggy getting up Bellador, who's like dusting himself off and half expected you to fall too, but you don't. Both of you make another series of athletics checks.
Why? 11.
I'm gonna. You can.
Yeah.
Before I try to attempt the rope, I want to do one thing and use the Gauntlet of Tom to give myself advantage on saving throws. Because I don't trust my ability to save myself, so I'm gonna give myself advantage.
Okay, I'll take it. So you use one of the charges from the Gauntlet, and you just see one of the blue gems go dull.
Alright, now time to try and climb a rope again.
Okay.
Athletic. 6 again.
Oh no.
Good thing I'm glad I'm trying to give myself advantage because I figured this would happen.
We need
again.
Doldir as well.
Okay.
Okay. As you're both trying to climb up the rope now simultaneously, the wind and the strain of climbing 200 feet up with just your upper body strength starts to weigh on both of you. Both of you make strength saving throws again. Bellador with advantage.
This doesn't work, I swear. If I fall again. 16, okay.
Okay. You both stop yourselves from falling. And over the next 10 minutes, find yourselves eventually getting to the top of the heart of Utao, finding yourself very fatigued, drained of a lot of your strength, just breathing heavily, and eventually Irvin is there to greet each and every one of you as you get to the top of this. Own, let's see. Own. Oh, he doesn't have much. Own is going to
Die.
We should tease him next in chat after this and tell him sorry about your after
Yeah,
that.
right.
You see,
Sorry about that.
there was nothing to do. You fell.
Let's see. He doesn't have athletics.
Like, oh, you died. Not in a fight.
No.
Oh, we might
he
not be
may
joking.
actually
Holy shit,
die.
dude.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Owen looking at you all going, guys, I don't think I'm gonna make it, but I'll try. And he jumps up and grabs the first rope, and then the second, and he just keeps going, tugging, and then up. And as he does,
Saving throw.
Come on, make a good saving throw, Owen.
Oh.
with a 10, he just catches the rope, doesn't fall. He's like, burns his hands and goes, all right, guys, I'm gonna wait here. Tell me how it goes. Let me know if you find any books. All right. And he just gets down out and he just pats his hands down.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
I can't blame him. He's not.
Yeah, I can't blame him after
He's
watching
not
me fall flat on my face.
I don't know.
I don't exactly
you guys-
blame him.
Does Zuko or Iku or Zaka? I mean, I don't want to say Zuko.
They're not gonna
Zaka.
No,
Iku,
Azaka
either of them say they're coming
refused.
up?
And Eku is like, no, I'm too old for that.
What
Well,
does Zaka say?
No, Azaka refused to already.
they both said no.
Okay.
They both on cup. We're all.
I thought
it's just three
Zaka
of
said
us.
you first. I didn't know she. I thought she said just.
Usually people say that. That means they're not gonna go up.
I thought she just want to make sure it was possible.
No, she said
Well-
She said that she's like I'll be a guide and I'll watch.
At least look at the bright side, guys. We all have
There's
dark
three
vision,
of
so if
us.
it's dark down there, we don't need to cast any spells to see. At least that's
I can cast. I cast light. I can cast light at will. Though,
Well,
so.
almost. Yeah, so can I, but we don't need to.
Yeah.
We just don't have
Anyway, it's just the three of us.
Anyways,
huh?
well, I guess. Well, yeah, but
Have I
I'm
healed
also
you before? I'm pretty sure I've healed you before.
me.
In the arena? Both of you. At least one of you. Somebody
You
in the arena.
had-
At least
I remember in the arena, you went down. Doldy healed you. You healed him, and then you went down again.
that was the last arena. We played more than one arena. So that was the very last
Yeah,
one.
I mean, I'm sure you have healed me, but I know Owen has done a lot of healing as well.
Yeah, it's true.
So, I mean, I
Anyway.
also, if things get super bad, we also do have, Doldy, you have the health potion that Azaka gave us. And I do have healing hands, so if someone does go down, I can bring them back up for a minute.
Okay.
Oh,
Would you like to continue to
I
play
mean,
with them?
it's... Well, don't you also have that, greater healing potion still?
Who are you talking to?
You, Irvin.
Oh. Do I? Look.
Because I know we were given 2, and I know Doldy used it when we were fighting.
Potion of greater healing. I have one. I do have one.
Yeah, so...
I have a potion of healing and a potion of greater healing. So just
Oh,
somebody.
cool. Here, why don't you give me the basic potion, so I have something just
Are
in
you
case.
out?
I have no potions.
Oh, yeah,
No.
yeah. I'll give you the potion of healing. That's fine. Gotta take that.
Yeah, thank you.
Who takes the-
No, we've just given all the potions to you and Dodie, because Dodie can run across the map at super fast speeds, and you can fly.
Yeah. Something
All right,
crazy.
I guess let's head into the cave then.
You guys want to cave or you guys want to explore upstairs first?
Well, that's a good point. We should check upstairs first, since it'll probably be easier to search there than inside a cave. So yeah, let's head up those stairs. Let's head up to the top and check it out.
All right. Boulder, you want to go first or shall I?
You go over, big boy.
Yeah, I sure as hell ain't going first. I fell last time I tried to do something.
All right. I take the lead and start going up the stairs.
Okay. Up the stairs or through the cave?
No,
We're gonna
upstairs.
check up the stairs to check the top part of this out first.
Okay.
Yeah.
You take the stairs, and they're very narrow and definitely not natural. These have been made by hand and tools. And when you make it to the top, you find the large tree that is embedded in the center of this earth moat. You see an occasional bat screeching out and returning from the initial release of them, and re-entering the tree, and it looks to be hollow. The tree itself doesn't seem to be growing any leaves or anything. It seems to be mostly dead. And you do see droplets of water like sinking into the earth, and into the rock. But there doesn't seem to be anything else out of the ordinary. Looking around though, from the top of this, you can see a very good surrounding area of the heart, from the heart of Utao. You can see the basin. You can see further off into the distance, large mountain ranges to the south, and breaks within the tree line. And every so often you see the trees swaying from what look to be probably very large creatures pushing through them.
Yeah, I was gonna say now that we get like a top version look at this, I was gonna say this would make like a great like fortress area, because you can see if your enemy when it's coming at you. It's difficult to get up to unless you can fly, and still, even if you can fly, you can still see them coming and get a chance to defend yourself. So I would say if they were here, that is a smart defense position here.
Is there any signs of
Of like
tracks of
people.
them? Yeah, like tracks or signs of them.
Make a investigation check.
Is it survival?
Investigation.
Damn it.
Survive. I got a 19. I forgot to shut off advantage, but still a 19.
Okay. Looking about the base of the tree itself, let's see. All you see about here, there does seem to be a couple of footprints within the dirt and the moist areas where the water droplets have kind of accumulated. But there doesn't seem to be a heavy set of them. But you also do notice that there seem to be a couple of charms and effigies that have been placed here, almost like holy symbols.
Do we recognize what kind of what the symbols are? Like, do we recognize who they're for?
Some of them are familiar to what you've seen within Port Anzaro before. And some of them seem to be more in the shape of animals, very similar to the things you found in the Exiled's chamber. They seem to be deities of old patrons to Chult itself.
So, someone was here very recently, it looks like, but if they're still here, they're in that cave. So we should go. So I guess we should go check that out now.
And these big trees, we've already like looked around them and nothing to see here, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, let's go to the cave then.
Okay.
Go back down the stairs.
The three of you make your way now down the staircase, feeling the wind push and turn. You don't see Azaka and Eku anymore, as the rotation of this has kind of pushed you now to the opposite end, almost, and they're now on the back side of it. You all get to the cave mouth and notice that it is very dark. There's no light up ahead, and what seems to be very faint sounds coming from within, not like rocks or anything natural. You hear what sounds to be a like hollow wind pushing through just.
At the entrance of the cave, can I check that there's any traps?
Yeah. Make an investigation check. Looking about on the rock and dirt, there doesn't seem to be anything that sticks out to be a trap or anything that could hinder you.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's okay, but don't take my word for it.
So I guess I'll start heading into the cave and see what's going on in there.
Okay.
I'll follow right behind you.
All right. As you make your way in, you start to see that with the mixture of your dark visions, the cave entrance is very narrow, and walking in, you see that there's a crack that kind of spiders deeper into the earth moat, and there's water streaming from it, very lightly, almost like this crack of water pushing past you, and now you're starting to see faint green hues to the interior of this chamber as you push maybe 15 feet in and see that you are now opening up into what is a maybe 40-foot in diameter chamber, with in the center a pool of water that has kind of collected from the tree above, and you kind of see faint glimpses of shadow and light coming from above you, from where the tree hollowed out. And you can see now bats kind of swirling about and flying around this open chamber. Everyone make a perception check.
We're all gonna die.
You insist. Oh, I'm being dumb. I'm in the wrong section. Perception. Oh my god.
Okay.
I told you got a good one.
As a group, you all don't notice anything more than some of the things I mentioned now. You notice that there seems to be a makeshift laboratory or research area here. You see to your left into one of the corners of the room, the chamber, and it's not a large chamber. It is still the same size of this earth moat. You see a desk filled with an assortment of vials, filled with liquids and stuff. You see chairs set about. You would also additionally see towards your right a few bookshelves with books and parchment thrown about amongst them. Additionally,
I got through here.
you see that around this pool of water are a few of these tree roots that kind of grow out from the rock itself, from the stone of Uptao, from the heart of Uptao, and they kind of like are cut off at the base, but still there growing. See something.
What's cut off at the base? I missed that word.
The trees.
Oh, the trees.
Yeah. So what you see?
So I'd like to go up to the desk.
I'm gonna check out the bookshelves to see if I can find anything useful there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you all,
do you think these liquids would be anything that Owen would know about?
moving around, you hear a voice from the shadow go, "Well, hello."
Well.
Oh fucking! I just summoned the sword, my sword out.
Yeah.
I
As he's heading to the alchemy set area, and he's heading to the bookshelf, he just flame on.
I was going to the alchemy set.
Okay, so as you're all like about to like split up,
So do we see where this comes from? Like with the voice? Do I see the direction? Do I see the person?
one moment.
Or hear the direction?
As you kind of like push over, Doldir a little bit ahead of you. It is a small chamber, but as you're all just briefly split up, a voice comes out, and as you're all like, you pull out your sword and you all just, the female voice goes, "Do not be alarmed. I wish you no harm."
Yeah,
Well, we
And
wish
as
you no
she
harm.
comes out from the shadow, she seems to be coming from the northeast of the chamber, and steps into one of these green orbs that are in here. There's about 3 of them in the corners, like torches, but they glow this green hue to them instead of fire, like a green flame almost. And she steps out, and you can see that she's actually coming out standing near what looks to be a very large cage, probably for like some sort of beast.
Is that empty or just, Is it empty or just,
For now, from your perception checks, you can't really tell.
What about me?
Looking about, you did notice that the chamber and the entire room seemed empty.
Okay.
how does the light spell work? You just brought an object, takes on an object, or just flow, or how does it work?
You're coming in like a robot.
Yeah, like coming in and out, mate.
Oh, that sucks. How about now? I'm showing the red.
You're better.
That's better.
What was your
Better
question?
now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I dropped down the red in the latency in Discord. Don't know why. I
Happens.
was asking about how the light spell works. Is it something that you just cast on an object, it stays on the object, or is it like a ball that floats so you can?
You can link it in the chat. I'm pretty sure you cast it on an object of your choice.
Oh.
You touch an object within 10 larger than 10 feet in any dimension. That has to be within like 20 feet of you to use.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I forgot to add it to my.
Yeah, I can link it. I have it here. There you go.
Yeah, light spell.
You can put
There
it
you
on
go.
a weapon. You can put it on your armor.
Okay.
Earlobe.
I was hoping that something I could send to the area to try to get a better look at it. But
Not really.
I can't really do that.
But as you're all standing here, she exits into the next to one of these tree trunks that are kind of like spiraling out and root pushing out of the ground. She's on the other side of this pool of water. What you see is a woman dressed in very dark, beautiful red robe with gold inlays across it, almost reminiscent a bit of Sindra Sylvain, and you kind of think it may be her until her face kind of pushes out with the green light, and you see a very more elven face come out of this blonde-haired, fair-skinned elf, about pushing maybe 6 feet tall. This very tall woman, and she comes out with arms open. I am Valindra. May I ask who you all are?
My name is Dolder. How you spell her name?
Valindra. What do you...
Valindra.
Oh, I thought that was just Ba with a B.
I did too.
My name is Valindra.
I like the way you enunciate.
Yeah,
I'm
very
Mervin.
nice. I'm Bellador.
And then while they're talking, can I do my divine sense?
Okay. As you start to cast divine sense, she looks about at the group of all of you, looking you all up down with her eyes alert and cautious. She seems to be fearless and being cautious to the group. Her arms are spread apart, not up, as if like under arrest or something. More of revealing that there's nothing in her hands to threaten you with.
Like palms up kind of thing, or
sort of
hands up,
like hey,
or...
just like has your arms like, hey, what's up? I got nothing in my hands.
Pretty much.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what are you doing up here?
Ooh, excuse me.
Did my divine sense ping anything?
As that begins to happen, you feel this like almost invisible energy kind of creep across the ground, expanding from you, and as it protrudes out, you feel before it even extends fully into the room, you feel a presence of some sort of powerful undead creatures over in this direction. And as you do, and the radius of the spell sort of continues to expand outward, it then gets stopped, and everything kind of pushes back into you, and you just what was something emitting from you immediately closes back into your person, and you've never felt that before.
Oh, guys, something's not right.
Hey, Valindra, you mind explaining why you're up here?
Oh, I'm here to research and stop the death curse that has sort of ruined a lot of interested parties' agendas. I'm here to stop that.
Insight check.
What a coincidence.
Feel free to make an insight check.
I'm going to.
Okay.
There we go. Yep, that's a 4.
Doldir,
I trust every word this person says.
Yeah, she's.
Would you like to join Doldir?
Long, lanky. Oh,
Yeah.
6 foot tall. She's kind of cool looking.
Doldir.
I'll do an insight check. But I'm almost inclined to believe her anyway. I'm not saying where's insight at?
Okay.
Same thing happened to me, bro.
For the group, she seems believable, but still a hard person to read.
Okay.
With her hands extended, she brings them together and clasps them together, and
we all die.
it's. I am.
Oh, at the bottom just hears a bunch of guys screaming and then nothing else.
I'm interested to understand how you ascended the heart.
Well, to answer that, we just did very basic.
How'd you get up here?
Oh, I know magic.
I mean,
like teleporting magic, flying magic, both.
I do prefer teleportation above flying. It's quicker.
So we're looking to absolve the curse as well. I'd be interested in what you found out. So if there's anything information you have.
Of course. Who are you particularly? I've not.
We're the curse breakers.
Irvin from the Silver
okay.
Flame, and we're calling ourselves the curse breakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Bellador
Half
von
the-
Marjorie, we were sent by Sildra Sylvain to stop this curse.
I have heard that name before. Everyone make a perception check.
Those undead
Oh,
things.
no,
Oh,
it's so bad
Irvin
today.
sense broke free and kill us all.
So we get a 20. Somebody get that 20.
Nope, that's it.
As you're talking to her, she goes, I've heard that name before. I can't recall who that is, but I am also interested. I have done great research in this time, since the Death Curse has manifested itself. I have tracked the source of it here to Choltz, a very unusual land, I would assume you would agree with. But I'm very
Not what I'm used to, I can say the least.
She kind of
Track it
nods her
here as
head.
well.
Yes, I'm very fascinated that you were able to get here by such meager means.
Yeah.
Well,
Irvin has
Determination-
great form. That's what we need. That's what we got. He's got great form in his throws.
Determination and purpose will get you a lot.
I agree, wholeheartedly. It's interesting that you would come this far. What do you know so far? I'm sure we can collaborate. I do actually know a great deal about it so far, and I'm willing to share everything I've learned.
Well, honestly, you will know a lot more.
Just out of curiosity, have you happened to see a group of wizards perhaps come here, been near here?
A group of wizards? No, not in particular. You are one of the few set of adventurers that I've met in these lands. I actually bypassed much of civilization. I found myself... I do not have meager means. I teleported here quite some time ago and have been gathering much of my research notes and lore about Choltz, and I am very certain about a great many things so far. I have come to Irvin, make a deception check.
Deception? I'm not trying to see anything.
Well, you have an idea that something might be amiss.
Okay. So you want me to just deception?
Mm-hmm. Okay. As she moves closer to the water, she goes, I'm sorry, I'm used to the darkness, and I'm sorry for the meagerness you may see here. Being an elf, highborn, I don't need much. I'm sure some of you can understand that.
I say in Elvish that I see in the dark. It's fine.
Do you speak
Just
Elvish?
though.
Okay. When you say that in Elvish, her ears prick up. And she goes, and responding back in Elvish, very fast and very noble. She goes, so you have been to my lands, or know of my kind. Welcome.
I do, thank you. Where are you from? Who are your people in Elvish?
Oh, I'm from Neverwinter.
No, I've never been.
While they're doing that, I want to head over to the desk and start looking at like the notes she has.
Make a perception check
Mine.
as you start sauntering over.
That's an 8.
I can't think of
Okay.
the word, not church. What's the word I'm looking for?
I have no idea.
It's like your, not your clan, not your church. It's like my whole religion. Not religion.
Clergy, cult.
Clergy. Yeah, well, it's not called. What kind of?
Congregation?
Sure.
Well, that's usually what people call like a group, like a church
I was-
specifically.
I was just started off taught by elves and learned my
Here, I'll show you all the layout of where you all are.
Cool.
I hate that it doesn't let me
look around a little better,
change
like,
anything ever.
just, like, to actually like look around real good and.
Feel free. You may make a perception check at your leisure.
Oh god. Oh, that's good. Okay. Sweet.
16.
You don't see anything.
Nothing. Every page is blank.
Killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
It should be on the map now.
I gotta zoom out. There it is. Okay. It was all black. I had to like figure out where it is. It's in the bottom right hand corner, guys. Just in case.
Oh, it is? Okay, yeah, there we go. I was just like, this is just blank. Is it still loading? There we go. Much better.
There we go. This is quite the cave or yeah, like space. Is it? Did you make this? Was it already here when you came here? Found this? How yeah? How did all this get here? Did you bring it?
As you kind of move over, Bellador, some of the notes you see are written in different languages. You move over, and Irvin starts walking around. Remember my rule about where you stand. That is where you end up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, as you're all moving about, she calmly starts to circle the pool. She says, well, I found this place to my requirements. It is removed from the ecosystem below. I don't have to worry about the rabble that try to accost my research and my efforts. I have spent a couple of weeks here and brought back with me from Neverwinter a great many things, books, tomes, lore, and a couple of instruments that to help me on this journey. And I've also done quite a bit of dabbling in magics that are beyond the norm.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, you say from Netherwinter, what led you to Schultz?
The death curse.
Of course.
You just heard about it and decided that something needs to be done?
Who hasn't heard about the death curse? And in my line of work, I require my patrons to be very happy, and they are not happy about this. So they've sort of foot the bill on this one.
Do you have any idea of what makes this part float, this rock float?
The rock itself seems to be a natural anomaly. Some sort of nature-based magic. In particularly, I know a few things that it seems you might be in over your head.
Oh. Well, why did you say that?
I know what the death curse is.
You do?
She stops at the edge of the water, straight posture, watching you all kind of pry into her stuff.
No, that's them two. I'm not prying into anything. I'm listening to the conversation.
I step towards her and just look at her and please do tell.
Well,
What over our head?
the source of the death curse is a bit of interesting magic. Something not many could have mustered. I've come to believe and know that the source of the death curse is a soulmonger.
A what?
A soulmonger.
Would I know what that is?
What is that?
Make a Arcana check. Do you have Arcana? If you don't have Arcana, you would not know.
I did
No,
not.
I do
No,
not.
I don't think.
Yeah.
The only one that probably would. The only one who probably would have proficiency in Arcana is our wizard down on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
As she's saying that, you move closer to her. You notice her robes seem to have these arcane runes on specific points on the shoulders and across the chest. And she says,
very interesting robes you have.
Yes, you can't be too careful. Anyway, the Soulmonger seems to be an apparatus or creature that has been siphoning the souls of those that have fallen across the material plane and beyond. It is powerful enough that every time an individual dies, its soul does not return or is taken to the Shadowfell. It is being drawn
to return to the body.
Exactly.
What creature is powerful enough to do that, though?
And she raises a finger, and that is the question. I have my theories, and none of them are good. However, something more disturbing than the Soulmonger is that I don't believe whatever it is knows what it's doing.
You mean they're doing it on accident? Or they're just trying to
I think...
sustain themselves?
And she points to you and goes, that is exactly it right there. It is feasting on the souls of those who have fallen. And in that, it is pooling across the realms, across the planes, across dimensions, souls of those who have died, and those who have tasted death. Those who have tasted death are slowly, as you kind of get a closer look into her eyes.
I think you're right. We might be over our heads, guys.
Well, I'm gonna turn to Owen and in Celestial. I'm gonna say to him, remember what's Syndra Sylvain told us that a lich gave us this information about where it started. So obviously it's not gonna be anything but serious firepower going up against.
Yeah.
Looking at both of you, she goes, the disturbing part to me is I don't believe whatever this creature, this Soulmonger is responsible for this in every facet. I believe whatever this is a plot. And I believe something...
And the Soulmonger is just being used as a tool in this plot?
Exactly. I think this is not just an event in our lifetimes. I think this is
some other
end of the world.
God or God? Interesting.
This is someone's attempt at ending and changing the game.
Well, what can we do to stop it? Have you have any ideas on that?
Well,
what can we do to try to help?
Personally, I rather am fascinated by such a creature or whatever this may be.
Yes, very fascinating.
I sort of want to know
powerful.
The power it must hold within it is powerful enough to transcend the realms. It fascinates me. I would wish to study it and maybe sort of contain it. That way I can figure out how it applies its power across the realms. But failing that, I would assume we would have to destroy it.
You have an educated location of where it might be?
I do, actually.
You do?
Yes.
I can start walking closer to her. And not threatening way, just very, like, we're just talking.
Okay. Make a deception check.
I'm not trying to deceive. I'm being honest on it.
Okay.
You want me to roll or no?
No, it's fine. As you approach closer and see her skin, you notice that there are a bit of a darkness under both her eyes, almost like bags from little sleep, but they could be makeup or fatigue. And she says, well, I have interest in the soulmonger, and you seem to be out of your depths. Not to say that you are not capable adventurers, but it's clear that you lack information, and in this game, that is everything.
Well, it catches up to speed then. You help each other.
I'll make you a deal. I wish to find a way to get to the soulmonger, whatever it may be, isolate it, capture it, and deprive it of its power to affect the planes. This is good for you, and good for the world.
I agree.
But wholeheartedly, I would like to study it for myself.
Is that purely your intent? Just to study? Not to use this as...
I have no
perhaps a
need
weapon?
for the world to end. I have, and
Well-
my patrons also would not prefer that.
No need for the world to end, but maybe to learn of its power to use as a weapon? To control it yourself? At your will?
She sort of chuckles as you insinuate all these things. No, I don't have such grand schemes as that. I have a long life to live. I have a very long life to live, and I assume whatever this is will be crucial in the decades and eons to come. This
I
cannot
think it makes sense.
fall into the hands of someone willing to just
But
deny the world of souls.
Is there anything in this cage right here, or is it just an empty cage?
It seems empty to you.
Okay.
Seems empty even at this distance. I don't know how close I am.
Yeah.
I don't notice anything.
It's pretty dark. The light from the flame does glow a bright green flame, but it doesn't seem to
I
be
have dark
anything in
vision.
there.
Does that help?
Huh?
60 feet of dark vision? Does that help at all?
There's
or
nothing
am I
in the
within-
cage.
Okay.
There's
As you can see, we were very...
I was gonna say, is this a lot of information to have figured out? How long have you been doing this?
She said a couple weeks.
Oh, a couple weeks? I was gonna say, that's still a lot
That's
to
a
figure
lot.
out in a couple weeks.
I agree. You were rather astute. How did you figure all this out?
I'm privy to a great many things. I have books, and I told you, information is everything.
I agree. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of it. I don't have much to reciprocate, but I do offer our services to try to help.
Well, I would hope that we could come to some sort of deal. I would like the soulmonger for my own purposes. And if failing that, we cannot find a way to contain it, or for me to bring it back with me to my own facilities, worst case scenario, I will help you destroy it.
Will you pledge an oath to do that? And I hold up my hand.
Okay. You raise your hand.
Like hold out, like to like shake or grasp, like
Mm-hmm.
to.
Looking at your hand, she seems coy for a moment and then goes, as long as you are a man of your words, I can agree to something like that.
I am a paladin of the silver flame. Without my word, I am nothing.
Okay. With
I
that, she
will-
extends her hand to meet yours.
To fly with the dragons in the land of art.
Uh,
We really need to give this guy some alcohol. He's starting to hallucinate now.
Yeah.
You want to go shake her hand?
I do. Can I also still cast
Divine
at the same
sense.
time? Can I try to do it in a subtle way? Like I can cast
Make a sleight of hand.
the seed or by the hand. Yeah. Oh damn!
Oh! Damn!
You try to stealthily grasp your holy symbol behind you, and as you cast through it, divine sense, her hand grasps yours, and you feel a strength to her firm handshake that you wouldn't have expected. And she grasps your hand hardly and goes, "Then we are agreed. I swear." And as you push out the divine sense from you, you immediately feel as it expands from you, it slams into her body. And this isn't privy to anyone else, but you and your own casting of the spell feel it slam into her being, and you feel your positive radiant energy slam into darkness around her. And as it tries to push against her to detect whether she is good or evil, all you feel is this massive power pushing against you.
Oh shit.
This is something on a scale you have probably never felt before in your life. And as you feel it overwhelm, it immediately, you feel a slight crack in your holy symbol.
In my what? My wisdom?
In your holy symbol.
Symbol.
Oh shit.
You just feel it. You just feel
come back as like celestial, fiend, or undead? Do I get that or not?
You get the feeling of some sort of powerful entity just blocking.
And my
this.
holy symbol cracks.
And your holy symbol cracks.
Holy shit, dude. Do I? Okay. She's not to be trusted. That's internal monologue.
Well, then.
So I just nod at her and then retract my hand.
Okay.
But I'm gonna,
Well, then I guess
Well,
if a deal's made, then let's get to work on it. What do you got that would be useful to help us figure out this soulmongerer?
Yep.
Well, are you alone at first? Is this all you have?
No, we have
Yes.
three more.
There's
We've
more-
hired some
there's-
guides. We have some guides that we hired that they could not climb
Oh.
here.
Well, it'd be a shame to leave them out of this. And she looks towards you, Irvin, and goes, "Why don't we bring them up?" And we're gonna take a break with that.
Oh goddamn, dude! Holy shit, man! This is intense. Dude, is my crack my holy symbol? Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Yeah, you turn.
Your holy symbol is fucking cracked!
Does it still work? Can I still cast spells, or
You
am I
can
fucked?
still
Can I tell
cast spells through it, but for all your time in using it, you've never felt such a powerful entity deny itself from being detected. And
Jesus.
even the holiest of paladins in your order do not resist, do not have a normal resistance to the casting of divine sense. You get the feeling that she might not be entirely what she says she is.
Yeah,
we
obviously.
cannot
There's
bring
no
our party members up there. She's going to kill us.
Well, you don't know that yet.
Okay.
So, where we left off, you all just met Valindra, who has agreed to help you in exchange for allowing her an opportunity to take or contain the soulmonger, whatever it may be. She feels that under the right circumstances, she can quarantine it and probably study it. Worst case scenario, she is willing to help you destroy it.
What I'm concerned about is you said that she said that there is people using this soulmonger as a tool in a plot.
Yeah.
So
not only is it a
those are the
super
ones
powerful
that
thing, but someone even
it's powerful
stronger is controlling
yeah, I
it.
was about to get that. As powerful as the soulmonger sounds, that means somebody. Now in the power, like if the thing is either not very bright or intelligent, or it's just they stumbled upon.
That shouldn't be chance. It could just be a very stupid creature, and the guy could easily brainwash it or something.
Maybe they can manipulate, or yeah, or maybe they found a.
But anyway, so let's get what we can from her and see where we go from there.
So,
okay,
let's bring our friends up, shall we?
I can help with that. Valindra walks along the pool towards the entrance of where you all came. And as she does, you all follow her, and she looks over. She gets close, pretty much to the edge, and looks down as you're all kind of behind her. And she looks down. You only see her back, and she goes, "Oh, are those your friends?"
Yeah.
Other adventurers like you?
Couple of guides. One, I think, is Own is he's also with us.
Owns in our party. Yep.
Oh.
Guides as well.
And what are their uses to you?
Make sure we don't die in the middle of a jungle. Because we don't know where we're going. We don't know this jungle.
This is foreign land to us.
No, of course, it's good to be prepared. I'm just curious on what you've worked on so far. I mean, you, in my opinion, have gotten very far by regular travel. It is surprising to see that you've spent so much time just to get here, but it is important. She then reaches into what looks to be a amber pouch across her body, and she reaches in to the bag and starts fiddling almost momentarily, and out of almost ether, she pulls out from the bag a scroll. She opens it, and you see these faint arcane letterings in black, not in a pattern of what looks to be words or anything, just pieces and runes here and there. And she starts to read it out loud, and she goes, Nesera haras kedes, ni forun men ha dira. And then she releases it, and for a moment it floats, and then starts to turn into fire and burn. And as it does, you see just to the side of her a purple glow circle as an arcane runes start to and then connect into the circle. And she calls down, feel free to join us up here. Your allies are safe. I am only casting a simple teleportation sigil to bring you. I would say to do so quickly. It is but a minute. And you all look down, and Owen goes, "Who's she?"
I yell down, "It's fine, just come up here."
Do it. Just do what she says.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Mostly.
Okay. And Owen, Eku, Azaka, and the Acolyte eventually zoop, step into the portal from below and then reappear on the arcane rune one by one that lingers momentarily still after they ascend. And they all see Syndra, who is basically still at the edge, now looking at all of you, going, well, I am glad you've all come. And I'm sure we have much to discuss. I am Valindra Shadowmantle. I hail from Neverwinter. I am what some may call an archmage. And Owen kind of goes, oh shit.
Would any of us know what an archmage is?
They're like really powerful wizards.
Ah. Got it.
Yeah.
Is that something you are trying to obtain yourself, friend?
Maybe.
Okay.
My magic is more of meant to help people.
Magic's more meant to turn you into a dragon.
Yeah, archmages are kind of the end game of my order.
Oh.
Or my starting off as a wizard. But yeah, shit, fuck, okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll turn to the rest of our group and just say, Vahendra here has agreed to give us some information to help us solve the death curse problem.
Oh yeah?
And we agreed to help her as well. She'll explain more, but what's causing the death curse is a soul. It's called a soulmonger. Is that correct? And
Soulmonger.
What the hell is that?
Have you heard?
Yeah. Something very powerful enough to steal souls.
Look, I quickly feel him in. I don't want to roleplay that.
It's okay. I'm role-playing him.
Yeah.
No worries.
So.
Can I make like an Arcana check and see if I know?
Oh, dude, you get inspired. Left. But you can only use it against Own.
Oh, 24. Yeah, Owen, you kind of get some ideas of what Soulmonger kind of could be. There are powerful creatures that feast on souls and are very powerful. There are assortment of abjurations. It's hard to pinpoint what it could particularly be, but it would have to be some sort of creature from the Shadowfell or the Far Realm. Those would be your best two guesses. Huh. Okay. And, so what kind of magic do you do? Well, I, prefer, instantaneous and means to problems.
Sorry, I had to do
Well,
that.
okay. Well, I'm gonna, since he's not here, because he would remember now. 15 and 12. Okay. Anyway, with that, Valindra, if you would like, we can step inside and we can talk more about this, and I can explain to you some of what I've learned. We can.
I'll be right back. Continue without me.
Okay. And we can probably come up with a plan, to move forward.
Alright, let's do that.
I agree. Let's combine forces and
Okay.
see what we can accomplish.
Something that's beneficial for both groups.
Mind you, Owen's last name is Shadowgale.
Shadow what?
Shadowgale. Valindra's last
was
name is
Vahindra's?
Shadowmantle.
Oh,
Not to be confused.
okay. You're just saying that to make sure we're not confused, or
Yes.
is there some other relevance to that? Okay.
It could be,
I
more
completely
because
forgot his last name was Shadowgale.
yeah. Well, I'm just reminding you because they both have
Yeah,
similar last
and
names.
that's a good point. It could get confusing if people weren't paying attention, like I was,
Yeah.
to their last names.
Not saying you weren't, but in case someone, just
Yeah.
I was not.
Shadow Mantle,
I
Shadow
actually-
Gale.
I never knew his last name.
I just always called him Own.
Yeah.
Well, something to ask one day. However, you all go in, and over the next course of 15 or so minutes, you all greet, explain, talk about what has transpired so far. Talk about the Soulmonger, talk about how she got here, etc. She explains that she's created a teleportation sigil further into the chamber and shows you all in what looks to be like this sort of golden circle with runes etched around, and then in the interior, purple runes. And in the final center, there seems to be a shape of what looks to be like a broken hourglass, and it sort of makes this arcane teleportation sigil within here. And she shows everyone, including Owen, who's kind of fascinated by it. And he goes, you wouldn't happen to, have a copy of that, would you? No. Yeah, I figured. Okay.
Where does this teleportation spell lead to?
Oh, it leads to my home in Neverwinter.
I see.
Yes, but if you wish, I do have to get some things done. But if you have questions for me, I can start to answer them. Or you can read about my books. I do have various lore information about Schultz. And then we can get into later what the rest of what I've learned. I do have to make contact with my informants, however. I like to give them regular updates on my whereabouts, and then they feed me information that may be useful.
Very well.
Okay.
If there's something we can be of service, let us know.
Well, so far it looks like I have a group of adventurers that could help me with a lot of the meager needs that we have to deal with. But of course, don't feel that I won't have more than information. I am a very powerful wizard, and I can do a great many things.
Can you make dinner?
Oh.
Sorry. Are we allowed to look at your book then?
Yes, of course. Fine. There's alchemy supplies. I would hope you do not fiddle with it, because I am working on a few things that will be useful.
I'm not an alchemy person, so I will leave that alone.
Okay.
Wow.
There is some.
Do alchemy.
There is some supplies here and there. Mostly arcane enchantment-based ingredients and books. And there's some scrolls about. Feel free to use anything, but just if you were to take anything, I would prefer you let me know what you took, so I don't go searching for it later.
Of course.
And yes,
definitely have.
There are spell scrolls you can take if you so wish. There's, I do believe I have an arcane gate scroll by the second bookcase on the second shelf if you so wish. And Owen goes, okay, and just immediately speed walks towards the bookshelf. And she steps over to the teleportation sigil you all saw, and she says, I will be back in about an hour or two. And casts a couple of arcane enchantments, and then a beam of white light just flickers, lightning shoots up, and she just disappears. And with that,
you guys think it would have been weird if we asked her to bring back some alcohol from Gold here?
That actually probably would have been.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you think she would do it if we asked?
get it. Hard to ask, but hey, guys, I don't trust her fully. She's very powerful. Look at, I try to divine sense, and in fact, I don't fully trust right now. She might be able to hear, but when I try to divine sense, my holy symbol here, look, cracked.
And revealing is the holy symbol to his patron. You see a very small but like deep crack within the center of it.
I've never seen or heard or felt such power like that before. Owen, can you mend this? Do you have any abilities to?
Huh?
I walk over to him.
Owen's just like looking through books and just pulling them out and like, I'm gonna read this one and I'm gonna read this one. He's like putting them all to the side, and he goes, "Oh, that's a spell scroll." And he like pulls the spell scroll out and he just like blows a little dust off of it.
I put my hand on him. Owen, hey, shake him a little bit.
Huh?
Did you hear me? Did you hear me?
No.
I repeat it, and then I tried to divine sense, and my holy symbol broke, cracked.
He takes a look at it.
I've never heard such thing. So can you mend this?
I think so. Let's see.
What about the acolyte? Could she mend this? Because she also deals in like holy stuff.
Mending is a
anybody can.
spell.
It's a cantrip, I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
I'm looking for his.
You were gone? Just kidding.
He does not have that ability. He looks at it. He starts taking he's like, no, I don't really know that one, but I can try. But I don't know. She's got a lot of stuff here. You saying, well, as an archmage, she might have an enchantment on herself, or to stop people from scrying on her. That's one thing. I don't know.
Scrying. I don't believe I was scrying on her, but I don't. Maybe.
Divine sense.
Be very careful. She's very powerful, and
divine sense would only work against very powerful celestial, fiend, or undead creature, right? He looks around. He's gonna cast detect magic.
Be very careful. She's incredibly powerful. I think she could easily take us, our whole group.
Well, she's an archmage, and his eyes kind of flare white. He goes, "We're probably already fucked if you wanted to kill us." And he starts casting detect magic everywhere. And he goes, and he like picks up the scroll. That's magic, and he puts it in his jacket.
This is magic.
And he like
this
starts
is magic.
looking through books. And he goes, "This is magic." And he starts like picking up.
This one's not magic. Puts it back.
That's literally what he's doing. He's gutter sniping all the magic things and like.
I grab his wrist and dude, what are you doing? Talk to her.
We can't take everything.
She says to remind her of what we took, and she doesn't look for it. Either we leave now, and we try to get as far away from her as possible, or we make sure that we have enough of what we came for and need. I'm not stealing. I'm just making sure we know what's magic and what's not. And he starts going over. That's magic.
Well, while he's doing that, I'm gonna turn to the.
Let's say all of you. Do you guys want? I entered a deal with her, but I have
Let's just see if she's actually gonna hold up her end of the bargain.
Hmm?
You guys want to stay with me? Because I made a deal. I didn't make the deal for the. I can only make the deal for myself.
I'm planning to stick around and see if she holds her end up.
She's very powerful and knowledgeable. I think we can gain much from her.
Yeah. And back to why we came out here in the first place about the Red Wizards. Apparently, according to her, she's seen no signs of everyone around here that would be a group of wizards like that.
She said a full group, but nobody said anything about the Red Wizards. Maybe we could try to...
we're like the only group she's seen in a while, she said. And so, they might be at the other place. But we should get the information here before we do anything else. And
I mean, we've learned much. I think we've learned more in the last whatever time we've been here than we've learned equally, or at least as much as we've learned so far.
yeah. And I'm going to see. Is there anything else around here? Because I know Owen's searching on like the books and stuff. Is there anything else then here that would be
He's like pointing at this
useful?
teleportation signal. That's magic.
What?
He like saunters over to second. There's a large you see what looks to be around here. What looks to be like the end of like what looks to be like a corridor, and in trying to peer in, it looks like there's these two large double wooden doors and an enchantment that kind of like has it locked and closed, but you can see a hole within there, and it looks to be a very empty dark chamber. And Owen goes, "That's definitely magic."
Thank you, Owen.
You're welcome. All right.
Well, if there's anything else, I'm going to use the rest of this time to try and get the last charge of my book.
Owen, did you say you were able to repair this, or you said no? You can't repair my holy
He does
symbol?
not have the spell to
Nope,
repair
I
it,
don't.
no. So, I'm just going to use the rest of this time to try and finish up the charges on my book, Necromancy, then. So, an intelligence check. Come on, at least a 15. Nope. Never mind, then.
Well, as you're trying to read the book, Owen's just
Owen comes up to my
and he's
book,
like,
that's magic!
That's magic.
Is my holy symbol wood or metal? What is
It's
my?
made of-
I'm trying to figure out.
No, it would be made of silver.
Silver.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. As you're like looking at the holy symbol, and trying to get a focus on how the fuck you're gonna fix this. Like, how the fuck do you fix this? No one's got mending and you're in the jungle. Make a wisdom check.
We go well. Straight up wisdom?
Yeah.
He told you.
As you see the dull symbol, you try to focus on how the fuck you're gonna fix this, and it's just escaping you momentarily. You just cannot figure out a normal means to fix this right now. You're definitely gonna have to get it repaired, probably in Port Anzaru.
My character is not very happy about this. He's finished 3rd minutes.
I would imagine he'd be pretty pissed about that.
For sure, and it's not something that can easily be broken. Even silver, and it's you know, in any state, is a hard material to deal with.
I'm gonna go ahead and scan the books, see if there's any books that stand out to me. See if there's anything.
Yeah. So the alchemy set is over here, on the opposite side of me. Looking through it, Owen's kind of brought together 2 books, a spell scroll. Sorry, hold on. Let me double check something. Okay, so as he has a book, he has the scroll, and he looks at the vials, and he's kind of like, those are all magic too. I'd be careful. He goes and finishes, and he goes, okay, so I'm going to say that of everything in this room, these are the most valuable things. We can wait for her to return. learn more. But while she's here, it's going to be hard to stay away from talking too much about her without her knowing. Do we want to bring her with us?
Well, I doubt she's gonna come with us. She's gonna give us information and send us on our way, I believe. And then we're supposed. Then according to the deal,
she said that she would help us destroy the Soulmonger, which makes me think she's kind of wants to come too. I mean,
we can bring her if she wants to come, or she can stay. It's totally her option. It don't matter to me.
Well, that's the thing.
Is it the smartest move to let her come? Is what we're saying.
Here's my interest. Can we beat her if things go wrong? Probably not.
Don't think so.
Probably not. No.
Is there a way we can stay close with her, have her help us? But in the meantime, find a way to deal with her. Otherwise, we're literally just going to be her bodyguards. And when the time comes, that might not be good. So that's what I'm saying. These two things here are the only thing of interest. We could leave now, or we can stay and tell her we're interested in these and what she knows. But I feel like at some point, an Archmage is very powerful, and if you don't believe she is good aligned, we are going to need a way to get out of this deal or to deal with her at some point.
What are you suggesting? What do you say?
I have no idea.
You suggesting we leave her a note?
Well, to be fair, he has no one. We have no idea what we're actually looking for that the Fearmonger is, so that will give us some time to get stronger if needed.
You had a good point.
And to be fair, she said she would help us destroy it if worst case scenario, but she wanted. So I don't know.
I don't know if I fully believe her.
I don't know if she wants
to. Give her word, but I don't know if she's good for
She also broke your holy symbol.
Exactly. Whether it was on purpose or like Owen said, that she just already has a passive, powerful magic.
She's extremely powerful. That's for sure.
Yeah, she just keeps. It wasn't necessarily on purpose. That it was more that I was, I guess, scrying, and it just automatic reaction no matter what. I have no idea. That's beyond me for sure. She did share a lot of information with us, and she didn't have to.
That's true.
Owen goes, I think we need her. I think we're all just on the page that we might not trust her yet.
Well, just because we don't,
either we leave her here, we go, or she comes with us. What do y'all want to do?
I say wait here and see what happens. Try and get more information. And
I agree with that. We just ask what the location is of the Soulmonger, and then try to figure out a way to capture it. Y'all want to do it that way?
Sounds good to me. Or just find out if she has a plan in mind. In general.
As much as we can get.
Nah, we ain't gonna get much as in terms of, we can already tell that. So I would say it's better just to move on, to try to at least find where the Soulmonger is, and just take it from there. Because we can say, well, we accidentally killed it, but that could be a lie too. But whatever. I would just say, let's just to be on the safe side, leave her here, get whatever other information that we may need, and then just be on our way.
Well, when we were talking to her before you guys came up, she really didn't seem like she had a whole lot of faith in her ability, in my opinion at least. So I doubt she'll want to come with us, but I'm sure she'll want some way to communicate with us.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh,
Maybe we can ask her if she has some sort of reconnaissance or mission she would like us to deploy to. And maybe we can.
Owen kind
Pick
of
her
thinks for a
brain.
minute and goes, we could find a way to get into contact with Syndra and see if she is as strong or capable of helping us against Valindra. Because she's a powerful wizard herself.
that is true.
She's
wasn't
just weakened
Syndra's-
by the death curse.
Well, wasn't also Syndra's was part of that super high, powerful, top secret group?
The Harpers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I suppose it would be best to try and get in contact with her to see if she can deal with this if things go wrong.
I think if we're thinking about a way to dealing with her, if she is bad, we're gonna need Syndra to tell us if it's possible. But Syndra, I don't think would be too useful the longer the death curse goes on.
That's true.
Since she's quite literally dying. But in that same vein, I just realized, wouldn't Valindra, if she was under the same effect, be weak as well? Are you guys getting any sort of weakness from her? Because she seemed to be way better off than Syndra.
As far as I could tell, I couldn't tell any weakness or anything.
Yeah, I did not. I mean, back in my holy symbol, that doesn't seem like weakness to me.
I mean, she looked a bit tired, but that could just be because she's been working for so long.
Alright, so to a vote. Do we stay, or do we want to leave? I'm
Leave.
for either.
I vote to stay.
One stay,
I made an oath.
one leave.
And I don't.
I
usually
say-
have it.
I say we stay and see how this goes.
Okay, that's two. I'm sort of on Doldir's side, but I
Which is,
think
which
that
is what to leave.
to leave. But if we're to leave, I would probably not take her magic items.
That's true. She probably would be pissed if we took her stuff and just left.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I would
but-
say that if we were to choose to leave, I would not take the scroll.
Well, let's
Um,
see. What items were
Okay.
we thinking of taking to begin with? See if they're even
Well, this
What
is
do
a
we-
pretty powerful, and he like brings it over and he goes, "This is a not to be, not to be a dick, but this spell scroll is beyond you by far, Bell.
I mean,
But
that's
also-
not saying. That's
but-
not really saying much, to be honest.
But also me. This is a 6th level spell. This is something that in a pinch could literally save our lives. It's a Skull of Arcane Gate, similar to what she's put to bring us up here. And I found another in the corner. So we could have 2 Arcane Gate scrolls at our disposal, which 2 6th level spells is pretty.
So these scrolls are just.
Yeah, just
They're,
quick question out of game.
You
how
don't.
do
You don't.
how do
learn these
spell
things
scrolls
and
work?
get
Can
them.
anyone just use them,
Well,
or do you need to be able to use magic to use?
So
scroll?
to use a cast a spell to use the arcane to use scrolls in general, you have to know Arcana, not the proficiency. You just have to know how to use magic. Additionally, to cast the spell, you will need to make an intelligence check to try to cast the spell. If it is of a spell above what you can already cast. So you do not know 6th level spells, so this would be.
So we would have to make an intelligence check to cast.
It would
use
basically be in a ritual attempt for you.
I see. Okay.
So
Yeah.
there's 2 of them. Owen is capable of inscribing them into his book, but it being a 6th level spell, it would take quite a bit of time to do that.
That's true, but even with the time, that could be very useful.
Mhm.
So maybe we should do that.
Aside from that, the book seems to be another hand-me-down spell book, similar to what you've found before. And he says, "I'm fine if we walk away now, leave a little note and say, we're sorry, we can't do what you want, and we leave. Or we could wait and tell her that ourselves. I'm with what the group wants.
Any additional knowledge to be from staying?
I think she knows more, and I think we should probably get her to tell us.
She did also say she was going to get in contact with informants.
So
she might get some new information that she didn't know before as well.
Exactly. So if we stay, chances are fairly good that we can. That's kind of why I think we should stay. If the group overrides that, I will do with the group. I think this is best.
I say we stay. What do you think, Beldor? No, Beldir, my bad.
Aren't you, Belder?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I started talking to myself, obviously.
It doesn't matter to me. We can do whatever you guys want to do. If y'all want to stay, get more information, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
If y'all want to leave, we can leave. I can leave. I mean, we can leave.
Dolder's already down the rope.
He's sliding down the rope. What did you? He's like halfway down the rope. What'd you guys say? So yeah.
So the consensus so far seems to be to stay.
Yep, and that way we can then
get more information.
Get some information, and also we could get these scrolls, which will be useful.
Okay, so it's been about 20 to 30 minutes since you've been talking. Is there anything you guys want to do before she returns?
You want to look in the cage or see if anything? Is there any containers that look like? Any chests or containers or anything that?
There's plenty of stuff here. Every time you open a chest, you see alchemy supplies. You see a bunch of different dust and ingredients for certain things. You see already finished potions that Owens put aside and said that are almost
water. Does this water? Does this water seem normal? Like this pool of water? Is there anything special?
It's not magic.
I'd imagine it'd just be the water that falls from above, like how it and then bleeds through the whole rock.
Mm-hmm. What he said.
Quick question: is this gonna be a short rest while we're waiting for it? Cause it's gonna be an hour.
Pretty much.
All right. Can I roll my hit dice since I'm the only one that took damage because of that fall?
Sure.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, I forgot you fell on your ass.
I fell on my fucking ass. 5.
Okay. So over the course of this time period, you all sit and recover some hit points, some stress, some overexertion from trying to climb, and eventually you hear static and lightning and light appear from the chamber from where you saw her last leave. And returning is Valindra in the same dark red robes as she appears with the gold engravings across it, and it drapes down, and she re-enters the chamber. I'm sorry that I kept you waiting so long. There's much to tend to. I haven't been back in a while. It was important to make sure things were in order. I hope you are all comfortable.
We are, thank you.
Okay.
Well, you said you haven't been back in a while. Did you hear any new information, or did you?
Some things that I weren't privy to before. Some things that you had mentioned brought up some things I needed clarification. But I do feel like let me be a little more honest. I don't see you as entirely capable of dealing with
this threat
so far. But I
faith
remember.
In us, but...
No, it's not that. I remember when I was you. I remember 600 years ago when I was still new and
Man, you're old.
Do not insult her like that, but you want us to all die?
I mean, she's an elf. They live long anyway.
and but even
Safe
by elf
word.
standards, to live up to 600, if that is what she's being truthful about, is quite a significant amount of
Quite the
time.
feat. Yeah, I thought it was just regular. Like
And some of them
300.
may even feign on how long time has been.
Would I know the lifespan of an elf? I'm trying to remember. Like, would my character?
The lifespan of
Speaking of
elves
that,
are
remember, I
immortal.
speak-
Unless injured and
Oh, right.
killed, they
Oh,
are
shit.
practically will live until they are killed, or
Oh,
by
wow.
disease if they were to be taken by such a thing.
So they just don't die. They aren't affected by age, basically.
No, and some elves have been rumored to be thousands of years old, over 2,000 years old.
Oh wow.
600,
Yeah.
however, is still a feat for anyone. Even dwarves don't live to be that long and stay in quite a bit of shape as she is. So, I remember when I was still setting out and trying to achieve so much with not a lot of time on my hands. I've always felt, even with my immortality, my blood has always felt restless. So, I do believe you need all the help you can get, and I believe that I need all the help I can get. I will mutually help you in this endeavor. I will go with you to Omo.
That's excellent.
Zaka kind of picks up a finger and goes, "Can you say that again?" I believe that is the source of the death curse and the soulmonger.
What'd she say? I missed the word.
The
Apparently.
ancient city Omu. Echo and Azaka kind of speak up and go, "Yeah, that can't be."
What?
Something you want to inform us about?
Valindra kind of interjects. Much like Mesro, Omu was once a very powerful chosen city, and much like Mesro, was destroyed. However, in the centuries since its destruction and abandonment, it still exists. Azaka kind of speaks up and goes, you've probably heard of it in your tongues as something different. El Dorado, City of the Gold. It's a myth.
Oh. And that's where the curse, you saying it's there? That's where this...
Soulmonger is hiding out there?
You're saying the soulmonger's there, or the people,
I
the
believe
puppeteers pulling the strings?
I believe that Omu, the city of the 9 gods, is where that soulmonger resides. I can feel it drawing the souls to it like a hungering wind. I can feel it like the magic is pulling itself that way. And I've taken a great deal of time to research everything I can about this city. Deep within the jungles of Chot, Omu is something to behold. It is sunken into a great ravine. The city still stands, fallen into the ground, surrounded by cliffsides on all ends, and descends partially into what looks to be, despite the jungle and nature and grub pushing vines and earth up from it, there are pools of lava in certain areas of the streets that kind of submerge with it. Buildings are decimated, abandoned for centuries, thousands of years, but still, I believe it holds more than one secret. And Zaka kind of goes, oh, holy shit. Well, if you believe the legends, Omu was more than just wealthy beyond measure. Said that 9 gods ruled it. 9 trickster gods. And that's where the legend kind of gets fuzzy. Because Optau, and she like brings her arms up, kind of expressing you all to look around. She goes,
Yeah.
Optau was supposed to be one of the main gods of Cho. And it's said that he destroyed Omu for its lack of faith and its trickery and its needs to be richer and wealthier than everybody else. Say Optau destroyed it. Valindra kind of speaks up again. I wish that were the case. I do wish that a god of such divinity as Optu was to destroy the city and the 9 gods that live there. But I'm fear that your legends and your people have been telling you a tale meant to keep you blind by something much more dark.
Oh. Like what?
What about... Wasn't there... when Grandfather Satembi performed that ritual, wasn't there a god that interrupted his ritual to stop him from figuring this out?
Yes. Not trickery. He said, did he
I
not
think I
perform
wrote this
trickery
down.
as well?
Lyra, the goddess of deceit and lies.
Deceit, yeah.
So, they might be
Very
connected to this somehow.
Interesting. That's very, very clever, my friend.
Saying
Forgot
that,
about
saying that out loud, she goes, ah. She is a tricky one, isn't she? However, I don't think she's powerful enough to slay one divine, let alone 9 of them. But she would be at... she would have her toes stepped into this water. She would be aligned with this. Because the entity that I believe have done something like this doesn't just kill gods. It makes them.
What kind of god makes a god?
God, yeah, something that makes other gods. That's quite powerful indeed.
Well, that's the thing. He believes himself so powerful, and yet he is not a god himself.
But he can make gods?
They create gods, but you are not a god themselves.
Loki?
Oh, you say that, and Owen goes, no. But not like in a towards you to dismiss you, but in response to Villagro. No. There's no way someone can create a god and kill a god and not be a god.
Yeah.
Valindra kind of brings her hands up and goes, that's what I've learned so far. And the city of Omu is where we have to go to learn the truth.
I almost want to say maybe it's not a god at all.
Say that again?
No, I'm though there's just sort of thinking maybe it's not a. Maybe it pretends to be a god. And they can make false gods, but them thinking that they really are God, he can kill God. Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
that is very close to what it could be. But I have a sense about this, and I believe that we are walking into something that even myself, are not fully prepared for. There is basis in this in history.
You stay.
There is basis in an entity powerful enough to create gods. His name has been lost to me, and I fear not to say it in case I am wrong. And I also fear to say it in case I am right. There are many powerful entities in the world who have categorized their name into powerful scrying apparatuses. The mere mentioning of them.
Fuck. Yeah. I was gonna ask if I knew what she was talking about, like what I know this god she's talking about. Based on my
Feel
religion,
free.
but
Make a religion check.
I did.
With all this information. Oh, you did? No.
Yep, not good.
No, you don't really. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyone else have religion?
Owen does.
Proficiency in religion? I do not.
Owen does. He might be able to.
Owen has proficiency in religion, I believe. Yeah. I think.
$15.
15.
Owen goes, I don't know. There's too much. This is more than I thought we were gonna get from you, to be honest. No offense. None taken. Azaka goes, wait a minute. You all want to stop the death curse. I get that. Now we're fighting gods?
If that's the cause of the death curse, then yes, I guess we were fighting gods.
Well, to be fair, this guy technically is supposedly not a god.
Not a god, killed a god, made a god. Who cares? I don't think we're capable of dealing with some sort of deity plot.
But still, even if it's still related to the death curse, we still have to figure out a way to kill that thing, because...
What if we don't? What if we just leave it? What if people, when they die, they just die? My friends died and couldn't afford to be raised by some fucking high priestess of Pelor or Salis. My friends, when they died, they died.
We don't know how far this thing will go. What if, even if you don't die, it slowly kills you like it is for the people who have been resurrected eventually? That everyone just slowly starts dying.
Or if once maybe it's feeding and once it's fed, fully satiated, it gets to a certain power level, maybe it'll come and destroy the world. We don't know. We can only speculate.
Something
this
that
can turn into a cataclysmic event.
Exactly. You are a wise dwarf. You know I like you.
Zaka seems
what's her name? Valindra? Is her name?
Valindra.
You think our capabilities to be lacking? Any suggestions or ways you think we can prove on top of that?
Well, I believe you are going to need more experience, for one thing. Secondly, you're going to need to survive this as long as you can, until you can get that. I think you will need my help in that regard, and with that, I believe I should travel with you to protect my own interest and that of the point of this. Even if I cannot have the soulmonger, maybe no one can have it. And
can I do an insight check on just that last sentence?
Yep.
Because now I'm even more inclined to actually believe her.
22.
22.
I'm starting to believe her as well. But personally, as Kyle, the player, and Urban,
you can join me in the Whispers chat.
Oh, I can?
Oh, shit. Oh, damn.
Okay. So, peering from the conversation you've had with her before, and the conversation you're now having, she seems very interested in the soulmonger in general. Especially from what you've heard from Owen, her being an archmage. Archmages are people who pursue any source of magic, especially anything that could transcend the realms. That is more than gold. That is immortality, basically. Her desire, however, and want for this for her own game, she does seem annoyed that she might not get what she really wants and will have to destroy it. But she does seem to have this stubbornness about her that she wants it still for herself. But there is that faintness, that a believability that she would probably out of spite, destroy it. But it's hard to gauge her 100%. You don't know what she might do in that final moment.
But she seems like even if she does find it, she wants to destroy it.
She seems to want it more than she wants to destroy it.
Destroy it. Okay.
But in that final moment, who knows what she might do.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Okay. So, Valindra's words kind of sting, and Owen speaks up again. Well, you want to come with us. The death curse is in Omu. Do you know how to get there? I know vaguely how to get there. It is... Legend says it is deep within the jungle. And what I've learned is from various tomes that it is south of here, much deeper in the jungle. So I do have a sort of idea.
Would you know a good place for us to actually get more experience? So by the time maybe we get over there on our way, we'll be better prepared.
That's a good question, my friend. I think that's a very wise and pertinent question.
Well, in my opinion, you all seem to be fresh adventurers, and what you lack is being pushed to the depths of what we may be facing. And it would depend on what your taste is. Are you interested in forcing yourselves to become more powerful in the heat of battle? Or do you wish to undergo a trial of dungeon delving and learning what it takes to experience the claustrophobicness and dangers of the unknown?
I believe in balance. I think the combination of the two would probably be best.
I don't think this forest has the balance of
But
the
how can you find balance? Balance in this is having enough time and experience to meet both. You need to undergo something at some point. I see that you have progressed since where you've come from. Paladin like yourself will only learn more powerful ways to divinely smash things, and you look to be a much more physical fighter, Air-dwarf. And I would say your wizard is very lacking, however. Probably the weakest of all of you.
Ooh, bro!
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Owen's mind kind of goes blank for a moment and goes, okay? She goes, no offense. As a practitioner of the arcane, I prefer a straight path towards progression. You seem to have mixed yourself into splitting into two different paths. No offense. Or to you, Owen, and if you listen to the recording later, this is purely her being a dick. This is 100% character dick and not DM dick.
When you're not here, you're insulted, obviously.
It's not the DM trying to put in a little...
No, this is just the NPC being like, it's not our guy here.
And then she kind of points to you, Bellador. She goes, I don't know what you are yet, but you do seem to have a couple of magic items on you that are interesting.
She says that out loud, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
wait, does he have her scrolls or her? Yeah, he took.
No, I have the spell book. I have the axe, and then my sword is magical as well.
Oh, he's talking to you. I thought he was talking about. Oh,
no, talking to me. Cause
oh, my bad. I misheard that.
Yeah. But didn't you also take something that without us knowing or no?
Yeah, that's the axe I was talking about. Only I know I have the axe. I hid it from everyone else.
Our characters don't know. Like,
characters don't know.
So you all kind of go, wait, you got more magic items?
I was like, boy, what you got?
Yeah, I'm the only one, because I remember I started hearing the voice told me to use it, and you guys are the only one about it. I was like, I don't want to have to kill you guys with this axe, so I just decided to hide it from everyone.
Mm-hmm. Belle, as she says that, you just feel a coldness starting to creep in, and you have this compulsion to start reaching for the axe and
does he have any tells? Kind of like
make
see
an insight
anything?
check.
I don't want to like over.
You both can make an insight check.
Yeah, I'm gonna make an insight check.
Oh no!
Like that's what intrigued my. I'm like, what's he talking about?
Yeah, I'm looking at you and be like, what?
Do I
Irvin?
roll against them, or do I just deal with it?
The axe has its own DC. Irvin, you don't get anything from her. You guys have acquired a few magic items in the time. However, Doldir, you just see a bit of sweat creeping down Bellador's face, and his hand starts to reach into his backpack, and you can see him nervously grab hold of something in his backpack. Your hand touches the axe, Bellador. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Can I help him like not reach for it?
This would all be happening at the same time.
Okay.
At least I have a 19.
With a 19, as you grabbing the axe and the coldness,
I just slashing at one of you guys.
yeah, the coldness fills your fist, and you just hear, "Feed me now, now." And as that's kind of coming across, you stop and go, "No." And Valindra's still looking at you, but off in camera side, Doldir has also noticed this. Valindra goes, "You all need to experience a lot in a short amount of time. It feels like time is not on our side.
No.
I think it is best that we probably do find our way to Omo. But along the way, we find ways of boosting your overall experience and prepare yourself for what is to come ahead."
All right. We saw a T-Rex on the way here. Are we seeking that motherfucker out?
Oh no. Bro.
Whoa!
Whoa! Hold up. I think the best option.
I do want to ask. When we first came here, we were trying to hunt down those wizards, the red wizards. Are we still doing that, or are we going to continue with what we were doing before you came across?
The main reasons why we were going to the wizards was because so we can find out where the death crest was happening. Right?
Information, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think we have to go through red wizards anymore because we literally have the person that can actually give us that. Well, she gave us a lot of information.
Exactly.
And so if we take her with us, with her information of whatever information she has, she can tell us more. Especially if we find stuff along the way to our destination.
I agree. I do want to see if I can't find... I've heard about this armor heavy armor that works underwater. I think that might be helpful for me.
We'd have to check in at like one of the shops back in town to see that.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'm after her. I don't know if she's heard of this armor and knows anywhere to get armor like this.
You're looking for armor to swim in?
Yes, heavy armor that works well in the water.
I assume that would be useful, but I have not heard of where it could be acquired. Perhaps Port Nenzaro.
At some point, I think we should try to acquire this armor, because carrying these 2 sets of armor isn't working out so great, in my opinion.
Yeah, especially since your AC takes a massive dip when you put the leather armor on.
Well,
Effectiveness.
interesting enough, I have heard of a few places that we could use for you to gain experience in overcoming and growing. What I would suggest that we condense what we have so far. I'm not sure I know your current strengths. There are many creatures that can be introduced, there are many places of interest that you could explore, and I would like to probably pick something that would help you the most, and not get you killed along the way.
Well, fiends and undead are something I'm pretty good with. Creatures are something, do well with those as well.
Mm-hmm. And what?
Depending on their power, of course, if they're within our capabilities.
Well, I think that I can do some research. I think there are places that I know of that could be explored for purposes of growing and also maybe obtaining more magical items that will be very useful for the group of you.
Okay.
Honestly, fellas, I think a good old dungeon crawl will do us some good.
I agree. I think
Yeah.
that sounds like quite the team expedition. And
Well, I guess then that's what we'll look into. So, as we are going to be allies in this, I guess I'm a curse breaker now.
Yay! Curse
Oh
breaker!
dear! Don't do. You gotta do this. You gotta do your line for her. She has to know.
Okay, so I made this line up when we were doing, the sports. But anyway,
you're like,
entertained.
It kind of echoes
we
and
have this
goes,
thing we do, like when we fight, we like to do the thing where we like totally get into the crowd and go like, "Are you not entertained?" Like totally. Sorry.
yeah, it kind of like echoes, and she goes, "Ah, yes." Inspiring, yes, quite. So, I guess that's something we can.
Well, welcome aboard. I put my hand out. And
We walk over.
welcome to the Curse Breakers.
Okay, thank you. And she goes to grab your hand, shakes it, and we will end tonight's session with that.
Cool. Does my whole symbol like heal? Does
Nope.
it crack more or heal? Or...
I mean-
okay.
You see the metal morph back into its original shape.
Yeah. So, does anybody have like 2 minutes to chill for?
Yeah.
Yeah.